Hey guys, Michael from Copper vs Glass, and it is that time again when we take a look at some of the best Android applications. This is July 2019, we've got some really awesome wallpaper applications, a great game, and one of the best Android launchers available. So, without any further ado, let's take a look. So first up then we have BetaFish. Now this is a really awesome live wallpaper application with a ton of custom options that you can do. So you can show touches, change pretty much any color you can think of from the background to the fish itself, and you can also add some particle effects and also some bubble effects as well. So in regards to actually customizing this live wallpaper to exactly what you want, you have a ton of options to choose from. Now, I know that a ton of people out there are going to say that live wallpapers are maybe kind of 2012 territory. However, with this one in regards to the particle effects, as you can see here, and the bubbles in the background, and just in general how fluid the actual animation is of the fish, this is a really great option if you do want a kind of minimal with a little bit of flair setup. Now, the thing that I really like is in terms of the customization, as I mentioned, you do have a ton of different options. So if I just go in and do a very simple change here to the background, I'm just going to make it a kind of purple color, as you can see, like so. Then once you then go back and set the wallpaper, it does have a completely different look and feel. And as always guys, this application and everything else that I mentioned in this video will be linked in the description down below, just under the like and subscribe button. Next up then we have one of the best Android launchers available, and it is called LaunchAir launcher. Now yes, it's a little bit of a mouthful, but it's one of the best Pixel launchers available. The great thing is you do also have the Google Now feed off to the left hand side as well, which is something that you would normally need a third party plugin to get with some other launchers. It has full support for icon packs, so if you go into the theme at the top here, you can then go in and choose any icon pack that you may have downloaded from the Play Store. For me, Candy Cons is the one that I'm currently using, but if we change it over to the Omega icon pack, you can see here that it changes in real time and it is super quick and super simple to do. You've also got a ton of options for the desktop in regards to the grid size, notification dots, the home widget which is taken directly from the Pixel line of devices. You've got things for app drawer, different options for the search as well in regards to changing the color where the search comes from, a ton of custom gestures which is really awesome to see, and tons more. Now if you guys want to see a full in-depth video talking all about LaunchAir launcher, then again be sure to leave a thumbs up down below so that I know that that is something that you guys want to see in the future. Next up then we have the only game on this list, and it is a first person competitive online shooter called Modern Ops. Now this is a really awesome game, it is completely free of charge to download, but as you can see straight off the bat you do have a ton of microtransactions. You've got lots of different currencies that you may need to use in the future. For me though, I haven't had to spend any real world money whatsoever, and I'm still having a really awesome time playing the game. The matches themselves are very quick, and there's also not a ton of players in each match either, so in regards to that pick up and play functionality that I'm really looking for in a mobile game, this is one of the better options out there. Now if I turn on my screen recorder that's built into the OnePlus 6T, what I'm now going to do is switch over to some in-game footage so that you guys can see exactly how this game is going to be running on my OnePlus 6T. So in regards to the actual map sizes, they're not massive, it's 8 players in total, so 4 on each team, which is definitely something to keep in mind, but as you can see here you can customize your loadout and also any kill streaks as well. So for me, I've got a UAV and also an anti-UAV in the top right hand corner just below my gun there. Now the game itself does run at a very smooth 60 frames per second. It may not look like that in this video because this video is all filmed at 24 frames a second, but believe me, this is one of the smoothest first person games that I've actually tried on a mobile device. Now the gameplay itself can actually be quite fast paced in regards to actually when you jump into the game, when you first find enemies, and also the movement itself is also very quick. And one thing that I would say is it does also have full support for an Xbox One S controller. However, this whole video is done by using the touchscreen, so again, hopefully that gives you a little bit of an idea in regards to how smooth and responsive the gameplay actually is. Aiming down sights, healing yourself, crouching, jumping over obstacles, or just in general reloading your gun, it all feels very smooth. The animations are extremely nice as well, and for me, if you're a fan of a game like Counter-Strike or Rainbow Six Siege for example, where it is some of those smaller battles in regards to less players, this is a really awesome game to try. Now I'm going to continue to play this game over the next couple of months to see exactly how good the gameplay can actually be over a longer period of time, and if the microtransactions get in the way at all of any of the gameplay, so I'm going to pin a comment at the top of the comment sections down below just to let you guys know how it is after a couple of months. The last two applications on this list are both wallpaper apps, and this one is very simple. It is called Mixed, and it basically allows you to get some really awesome simple gradient wallpapers on your device. So as you can see here, you've got the color options down in the bottom left, and you've got a full color spectrum to choose from light, dark, and pretty much any color that you can actually think of. Now the thing that I really do like is for such a simple application, you've got a ton of options in regards to some custom features. You can switch around the colors in the bottom right here, and there's also an up arrow to get you an extra menu as well, where you can change the gradient from vertical, horizontal, or diagonal, and you can have up to 3 separate colors, and also this dot background, which I'm not necessarily a huge fan of. But just to show you a quick example, if I change it to a diagonal gradient and have 3 separate colors, you can see just how crazy you can get with some of the really awesome options in there. For me, I'm more of a fan of the vertical 2, as you can see, and then again, I usually go for colors that are either quite close to each other on the color wheel or the complete opposite to get a really nice gradient effect. Now you can also save them natively if you want to actually save them to your device, but it just gives a really awesome look and feel to, in my opinion, what can be quite a simple setup for your Android device. Now the next application, I feel that I feature in pretty much every top Android apps video, but it's a really awesome wallpaper application from the Unsplash client list of wallpapers. Now if you're unfamiliar with what an Unsplash client actually is, there's a website called Unsplash which actually has a ton of photos on there made by basically anyone. You can go up there, upload your own photo, and then again, people can download and share as they need to. Now this application for me though is a little bit different in regards to some of the features that it actually offers. You've got a bar along the top here which features the different categories from the latest to the best featured, but then if you keep going, you'd also then have some minimal, AMOLED, and some other categories which are actually wallpapers made by the guys that made the application. So it's great to see that you've got some really custom wallpapers here that you're not really going to find anywhere else. However, for me, sometimes it's a little bit unresponsive in regards to bringing up the thumbnail, as you can see, which can be a little bit disappointing for what is overall quite a clean and well laid out application. Also, the way that the wallpapers are actually downloaded and set as your wallpaper can be a little bit different and maybe even a little bit confusing if you're a first time user. So what you need to do is download the wallpaper in the bottom right hand corner of the thumbnail that you can see on the screen here, and then you've got a side menu bar, and then you've got the option down the bottom to go to your download manager where you can then set it as your wallpaper. Now I'm not sure the reason for this, but in my opinion it's so that it downloads the most high quality version of the wallpaper itself, and some of the photos that are user generated are actually completely raw as well, so they've got some quite large file sizes and they're really high in regards to the dimensions of the pictures themselves. But overall you've got thousands and thousands of wallpapers to choose from. Even if you don't take into consideration these custom wallpapers, there is a ton of different options. You can also have wallpaper of the day, and you can also choose the save option, as I mentioned, from medium, high and raw quality, so again to get the best quality available for any picture. You can also change how big the thumbnails are that you see on the main page as well, but if I go back to my home screen here, you can see that this wallpaper in particular, which is user generated, is really nice. And they've got a ton of wallpapers like I mentioned, from AMOLED, minimal, abstract, and they're all created by the guys that make the application, so that's why for me I like this one a little bit more than I would a standard Unsplash client. But again, taking a look here at one of the photos that is normally available with the majority of Unsplash applications, you can see just how high quality the actual image is, and then when I go to set it as my home screen, it looks extremely nice, very vibrant, and again super crispy. And that's going to do it guys for this video on the top Android applications for July 2019. Now as always with this list, it's not necessarily the newest and greatest applications out there, it's just some really awesome apps that I found that you may not necessarily know about that I think that you guys may enjoy checking out for yourselves. As always, everything is going to be linked in that description down below, so if you guys want to download any of these applications and give any feedback to me, then again you can do so in the comment section down below. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up down below, and also if you've got any recommendations for any other applications, games, wallpapers, icon packs that you want me to take a look at here on the channel, then let me know in the comments section, or you can reach me on Twitter at copper_glass. If you're not already subscribed, now is a great time to do so. I've got a ton more application videos coming up, icon packs, games, whatever you guys want to know about Android, it's coming up very shortly here on the channel. I'm Michael from copper_glass, thanks very much for watching, and as always, I will catch you guys in the next video.